It was the moment fans never thought they'd see. The final papers signed, the land sold, and a dream buried in the Arizona dust. But behind the sale of Coyote Pass lies an even deeper heartbreak, one Janelle Brown has kept quiet for years. A daughter who no longer speaks to her father, a family divided beyond repair, and a truth so painful that when Janelle finally said it out loud, the world stopped. Tonight, we uncover the real story no one was ready to hear. Because when Coyote Pass fell apart, so did something far more precious.
Forward, and we needed
Part
to not have fights,
1.
and we needed to
For years, Coyote Pass represented the Browns' dreams of a fresh start, a family united on a piece of land that symbolized a new chapter. It was supposed to be a place where all the wives could build homes and live happily. A symbol of unity and hope in the face of their complex polygamous relationship. But this land, which seemed like the perfect opportunity, quickly became a source of division. From the very beginning, the plans for Coyote Pass were filled with complications. What was meant to unite them, ultimately, divided them. What went wrong? Janelle Brown. I thought this was going to be our family's forever home. But everything has changed. The tension started to rise long before the land was ever sold. Every decision, every meeting, became a battlefield. What was supposed to bring them closer, only pushed them further apart. What was once a peaceful dream quickly spiraled into a power struggle. Who would get the biggest plot? How much would each wife contribute? And what about the financial strain? These questions went unanswered, turning the dream of Coyote Pass into a logistical nightmare. Christine Brown. I don't know if this is even worth it anymore. The stress is tearing us apart. The conflict reached a breaking point when personal struggles began to intertwine with the land debate. As Kody's relationship with each wife became more strained, Coyote Pass, once a hopeful vision, started to feel like a reminder of what was falling apart. Christine Brown. It's hard to see a future here anymore, not when everything around me feels broken. Kody Brown. I just wanted something that would work for all of us, but it feels like we're all pulling in different directions. After years of delays, financial issues, and unresolved emotions, the Browns finally made the decision to sell. The land that once symbolized hope was now nothing more than a painful reminder of dreams lost. The sale of Coyote Pass would mark the end of an era for the Brown family, but was it really the solution they'd hoped for? Janelle Brown. I think it's time to let go, but it's hard. Letting go of Coyote Pass feels like letting go of everything we worked for. But even as they prepare to say goodbye to their dream, there's a deep sense of finality, of something broken beyond repair. The sale of Coyote Pass was supposed to be the end of the saga, but for many fans, it opened up a new chapter. The backlash was swift and intense. Fans were angry. Was this truly the right choice for the family? Was it just another failure in a long line of broken promises? The Browns' decision to sell was met with widespread criticism. Many fans felt betrayed by the family's inability to make Coyote Pass work. What does this mean for the future of the Browns? Was the dream really just that, a dream? Now, as the dust settles, the Browns are left to pick up the pieces. The land is sold, but the emotional damage lingers. The family has to move on, but where did they go from here? Robin Brown. We thought this would be a fresh start. But now we have to figure out what comes next. Kody Brown. I never imagined it would end like this. But we can't turn back now. The dream is over. But the story isn't finished yet. What happens next is anyone's guess. What's next for Kody, Christine, Janelle, and the others? We'll be back with more. The Browns, the land, and the dream, forever intertwined in reality TV history. Part 2. It wasn't always this way. Once, the Brown family was united, bound by a shared vision and a strong sense of togetherness. But over time, cracks began to form, small at first, barely noticeable, but eventually, they grew too wide to ignore. At the center of the storm was Kody's distance. And it was his absence that would ultimately push Janelle's daughter away. Janelle had always hoped for a future where her children felt supported and loved by their father, especially in the complicated world they lived in. But as time passed, Kody's priorities began to shift. His focus was divided, and so was his time. And that left Janelle's daughter feeling unheard, unimportant, and abandoned. Janelle Brown. It's hard to watch your child drift away, but when the person who should be there isn't, it's almost impossible to fix. As Kody's absence grew more pronounced, so did the emotional toll it took on Janelle's daughter. Once a close-knit bond, their relationship deteriorated as Kody became less involved in family matters. Janelle's daughter, feeling the sting of neglect, made a painful decision. She shut him out. Kody Brown. I don't understand why she feels this way. I've always tried to be there when I can. But, trying wasn't enough. Janelle's daughter needed more than just occasional appearances. She needed consistency. She needed her father's presence. And when that wasn't given, the emotional distance became too much to overcome. Janelle's daughter. I don't know how it happened. It just started fading. I couldn't reach him. And after a while, I stopped trying. What followed was a painful silence. The bond that was once so strong was now reduced to occasional glances and distant conversations. Janelle's daughter began to live her life independently, no longer seeking validation or connection from Kody. And with each passing day, the gap between them widened. Janelle Brown. It's like walking on eggshells when they're in the same room. It's not comfortable anymore. And it hurts. The emotional fallout was not just about the loss of a father-daughter relationship. It was about the deep sense of abandonment, the emotional scars left behind, and the loneliness that both Janelle and her daughter struggled to process. Janelle Brown. I keep asking myself, what could I have done differently? But I can't change it now. And that's the hardest part. Now, Janelle is opening up about the extent of the damage. She's revealing just how bad things have gotten between Kody and her daughter, and it's a revelation that leaves viewers in shock. Their relationship is nearly non-existent. What happened to the man who once promised to love and care for all his children equally? And what is the future for them now? Janelle Brown. I never thought I'd have to tell my daughter that her father doesn't care enough to show up. And I never imagined I'd feel like I had to pick sides. But here we are. Kody Brown. I didn't know it had gotten this bad. I didn't realize how much she needed me. But I can't undo the past. The fallout from this revelation was swift and intense. Fans were devastated by the news. The drama surrounding Kody and Janelle's daughter sparked a firestorm of reactions on social media, with many fans expressing their disappointment and anger. Fan comment 1. I can't believe Kody let it get this far. He should have been there for her. How could he just step back? Fan comment 2. Janelle did everything she could. It's heartbreaking that Kody let this happen. While some fans sided with Janelle, others pointed the finger at Kody. The question on everyone's mind was simple: what happens next? Is this the end of Kody's relationship with his daughter forever? As the dust settles, the Brown family faces an uncertain future. Can healing still happen? Or is this the final chapter for Kody and his daughter's relationship? Janelle's daughter. I don't know if we can fix this. But I'm not sure I'm ready to let it go, either. Janelle Brown. I just want her to feel loved again. I want Kody to realize how much he's hurt her. Family is complicated. Love is messy. And healing takes time. What will the future hold for Janelle, her daughter, and Kody? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: the emotional journey is far from over. Let us know how you think the family can heal after such a deep rift. Let's deep dive in full details. Part 3. Years ago, the Browns stood on this very soil, imagining an empire. 4 homes, 1 family, united forever. The women were hopeful. The kids were excited. And Kody, he called it the beginning of their future. Kody, this land is our reset button. This is our fresh start. But that reset button never worked. Months turned into years. The pandemic hit. Emotional distance grew. Financial tension mounted. And every delay chipped away at the dream, until unity collapsed into suspicion, blame, and resentment. And while the world watched Coyote Pass crumble, something far more fragile was breaking behind closed doors. While the cameras focused on land parcels and marriage fights, a different story was unfolding inside the Brown family. One that wasn't filmed in dramatic meetings or family councils. One that was easier to hide than to explain. Janelle, there's a deep strain between Kody and my daughter. Their relationship is almost non-existent. Her words cut deeper than any argument the audience had seen. It began long before the split. Missed calls. Broken promises. A father who believed he had more time. A daughter who quietly stopped asking. Reddit reaction. You can only be ignored so many times before you shut the door emotionally. And that's exactly what she did. But why now? Why did Janelle choose this moment, the moment Coyote Pass sold, to finally reveal the truth? As the family's land dream faded, so did Kody's involvement with Janelle's side of the family. The emotional distance between him and his daughter wasn't sudden, it was a slow drip. Janelle once said, "The kids barely see Kody anymore." His focus shifted elsewhere. His presence became inconsistent. And for a teenage daughter watching her family fracture, every absence mattered. Facebook community comment. Janelle's daughter didn't pull away. She was pushed away by years of not being prioritized. And when the pandemic forced the family apart physically, that emotional distance became irreversible. And then came the final blow. The decision that sealed their fate. It happened quietly. No big speeches. No family celebration. Just signatures, and silence. The sale of Coyote Pass wasn't just a business decision. It was a symbolic end. Every unresolved conflict, every unspoken hurt, every broken bond, crystallized into one final act. Kody once dreamed each wife would build her home here. But on the day the land was sold, none of them had a place here. Not emotionally, not spiritually, not as a family. And for Janelle, this wasn't just the end of a land project, it was the end of hope that her daughter and Kody might reconnect someday. But the twist was still coming. In an interview filmed months after the sale, Janelle finally said what she had been carrying for years. Janelle, She shut him out completely. Their relationship, it's basically gone. And then the words that stunned fans everywhere. Janelle. Kody didn't show up. She waited, and he didn't show up. One missed moment. One forgotten promise. One broken heart. No wonder she shut him out. You can't keep ignoring your child and expect them to chase you. Fans weren't just upset, they were furious. Kody abandoned his daughter emotionally. This is heartbreaking. Janelle deserves so much better. This explains everything about Coyote Pass falling apart. But the real twist. Janelle says this isn't over. When the land sold, a dream died. But when Janelle revealed the truth, a myth died too. The myth that the Browns could fix things. The myth of unity. The myth that every child would always feel loved. Experts say estrangement often happens in families where emotional needs are ignored repeatedly. And in the Brown family, those patterns were visible for years. Tonight, we are left with one painful clarity. The sale of Coyote Pass didn't break the family. It simply exposed the fractures that were there all along. As for Janelle and her daughter, their bond remains strong. A mother who stayed. A daughter who learned to protect her heart. And Kody, only time will reveal whether he chooses to rebuild what he has lost. Because some land can be sold, but some damage is harder to undo. Back in the beginning, Kody and Janelle had a vision. A shared dream. They believed that Coyote Pass could be their fresh start, the symbol of a new chapter for their family. But what seemed like the perfect opportunity to unite the family quickly became a source of tension and miscommunication. Kody, from season 6, this land, this place, it's going to be our forever home. It's going to solidify everything we've built as a family. But as time passed, Kody's promises were tested. Janelle's dreams of a united family, living peacefully together, were slowly chipped away by mounting delays, financial struggles, and his shifting priorities. What happened to that dream? Where did everything go wrong? While the cameras focused on the land, the building, and the bickering, something more personal was quietly unfolding within the family. Janelle's daughter, once close to Kody, began to retreat. She stopped calling. She stopped reaching out. And Kody, caught up in his own emotional struggles, didn't notice until it was too late. I tried to make Kody see it, tried to make him understand that she needed him. But the harder I tried, the more distant he became. She needed her father, and instead of being there, he was pulled in different directions. Eventually, she just stopped trying. It wasn't just the physical absence of Kody that hurt her, it was the emotional absence. The missed birthdays, the forgotten promises. The silence in the house, when Kody should have been there. But Janelle's daughter wasn't just ignoring Kody, she was protecting herself from years of emotional neglect. And that wall, it was harder to break down with each passing year. As Kody's involvement with the family decreased, his time with his children, especially Janelle's, became a distant memory. Kody, the man who once promised to be there for all his kids, was no longer the father he once was. Janelle, I remember when he used to make time for all of us, no matter what. But then, with each passing year, it felt like his priority list changed. And when I tried to remind him of his responsibilities to the kids, it was like hitting a wall. Kody didn't notice how deeply his children were hurting. And Janelle's daughter, who had always been close to him, became one of the most affected by his emotional neglect. The distance wasn't just in miles, it was in hearts. So, where did it all go wrong? Was it the pressure of the family dynamic? The land? The multiple relationships? But it wasn't just Janelle and her daughter who were affected. Fans of Sister Wives quickly noticed the shift in Kody's behavior. They watched the gradual decline of his relationship with his children, and social media erupted with outrage. Reddit user: Kody has clearly neglected his kids. No wonder they're pulling away. It's heartbreaking to watch. Fan 1 YouTube comment: I can't believe Kody didn't notice his kids needed him. Janelle deserves more than this. The fans were not just disappointed, they were furious. Fans began to speculate about what caused the divide, with many blaming Kody's emotional absence as the catalyst for the downfall. But were the fans right? Was it Kody's fault? Or was there more to the story? Looking back, it's clear that Coyote Pass wasn't the only thing that was fractured. The Brown family had been unraveling long before the land was sold. From the beginning, there were moments when Kody's actions hurt his children, especially Janelle's daughter. But every time, he seemed to miss the cues. Kody, I can't be everything for everyone all the time. I have to focus on what's in front of me. And in the end, it was those words that would echo through the halls of Coyote Pass, and through the hearts of his children. But was it too late for Kody to recognize what he had lost? And could Janelle's daughter ever forgive him? Janelle, a mother of many, has been through the highs and lows of family life. But nothing prepared her for the pain of watching her children suffer in silence. Janelle, it wasn't just about the land. It was about being there for them when they needed me. And sometimes, I felt like I wasn't enough. Like I couldn't fix the distance between Kody and the kids. The sale of Coyote Pass was a symbolic end. But for Janelle, the real journey began afterward. She began to rebuild not just her life, but the life she hoped her children would have. But for Kody and his daughter, the question remained, was there time to rebuild? Kody, now fully aware of the damage done, was faced with a choice. A choice that could either rebuild or permanently destroy his relationship with his children. Would he take responsibility for his mistakes? Or would he continue to distance himself from the pain he had caused? Kody, I didn't know it had gotten this bad. But I can't undo the past. I can only try to do better from here on out. The question now is, can words undo years of emotional neglect? And is it too late for Kody to repair what has been broken? Is this the beginning of a new chapter for Kody and his children? Or has the damage already gone too deep? If this story moved you, tap like to help others see it. Share your thoughts below. Do you believe this relationship can heal? And subscribe for our next deep dive inside the Brown family's secret fallout. Like if you support Janelle. Comment if you've ever seen a family drift apart. Subscribe for weekly Sister Wives documentaries.